wants to come up just a second? Come on, Tony.
Yes.
From our City of McAllen and,
Right, just to share a few programs that we have in the city of McAllen for small businesses. Okay. The Lift Fund, if you're not familiar with the Lift Fund, is an organization that they have an office here in McAllen on 10th Street. Okay, you can go directly to them or you can go through your bank, and then your bank can go and help out. What the Lift Fund does and what the city has done for years now, we fund $200,000 a year to go to assistance in your interest of a loan. And today, as interests are rising, it's more and more of a factor. Just as a percentage, just something, if your loan is at, let's say 10%, okay, and you need $100,000 loan, you're gonna pay around $10,000 worth of interest a year, okay? So the Lift Fund and through our participation will allow us to either do half of it or maybe sometimes even more, okay? So if you're paying $10,000 worth of interest, you might be able to pay $5,000 more of interest, okay? Of interest instead of the other. Up to, and what we fund is if you can put the math, is that it really does help a lot of people go through. And most loans are 25,000 and less, okay? I just used the 10,000 mark, okay? But it is available, and the city of McAllen has funded the Lift Fund for years and years and years, and we do up to $200,000 a year for that.
it's a nonprofit, it's on Beach and 10th Street.
Beach and 10th Street, right there. And they have a whole office and they'll guide you through it, very important. There's another program that we have, we call it the Refresh Fund, okay? And it's very, very important. If you notice the city of McAllen, we try for it to be a pretty place, a beautiful place to raise your families and to, live in. So how does that happen? And you've seen other communities, where it's a little worn. What we try to do is, we are now going up to $30,000, okay? It was before, it was 15, but we're going up to $30,000, which if we will pay for half of whatever you restored. Let's say it's mostly your facade, your signage, different things, landscaping, things like that, to refresh your existing business, or in the future, a future site. And you might be able to go into a site in which you want to refresh, you want to put new painting, you want to do this, you want to do that, different things, and it costs money. And most of our funds, or most of our grants are between $5,000 and $7,000. Don't think that but we have raised it. So if you put $60,000 into something, and you're gonna, we'll fund to 30, half of it, or $30,000. But most of ours are smaller.
And the
Okay?
key word is grant. No
Grant.
interest, it's a grant.
That's a grant, okay? Why? Because it will be refreshed for 10 more years, right? It'll look better. It's just, and it's necessary. So you revitalize your community. So we have that available also.
And that's like on 10th Street, 23rd Street, is it all over the city?
Well, we actually expanded it this year, okay? My former mayor, this guy is good. No, because that's the way it starts. It started at 5,000 and 10,000, and now why? Because it's very important for us to be a good, vibrant community. There's another fund, we had some monies from the ARPA monies that came from the federal government last year, and we used quite a bit. We were pretty close to $4 million, in which we granted small business owners some monies through that. There's still a little money there left. It needs to go through the chamber, but it went through the chamber and it went through whatever. So it is very important to tell everyone that an active chamber is very important for you to come and get everybody involved. On another personal basis, and because I'm in the medical area, I am the chairman of the board of VIDA, and it is a job training of monies, but we don't train. What we do is provide the monies for them to go to training institution like STC, like UTRGV, like STC, UTB, and various others in which, you know, life hits people in different ways, right? And so some of them start, and let's say in the medical community, they become CNAs, and they wanted to keep going, right? But life hits them, you know? Divorces, child, whatever, and, you know, they never get through it, and they're not going to be able to have the feasibility and the time, okay, that it requires for you to become an LVN, an RN, a radiation technician, something like that, right? That'll take them from a $12, $13 an hour to $30, $35, $40. But if you don't have that, okay, available to them, and many times it's money for childcare, money for transportation, and your curriculums, and your books and your tuition. But you know, you work with people, and right now we have around 500 in our community. Our budget was right around $3 million for years and years, and we have been able to get some more monies, and so we're at around $4.5 million this year available to those that want to, you know, take their profession. And this is not only in the medical field. This could be to become a master electrician, to become so many different things, okay? The manufacturing side of things, you know. So there is things available. There's organizations available. There's grants available if you just search. So if you know of someone, okay, it's simple as, you know, a CNA nurse that wants to become and is capable. Remember that there are more and more slots available than what they used to be. STC, UTRGV, UTB, and TSTI, when there was only, you know, there was 165, I think, available at STC just 3 years ago. And now they're going all the way to 400, okay? And UTRGV is doing the same thing with the new thing. So it goes on and on. There's more opportunities and there's more funding for people. All you gotta do is look. I encourage everyone, small business people are the meros. They're the greatest.
That's right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.